Welcome everybody back to the kitchen. We are canning again. I've got all my apples peeled. We're gonna see how far it goes for a batch of apple pie filling. I've never done it before. I found a recipe that sounds super simple. So we're gonna do it together. And I'm also gonna be using my new Amish canner that I got picked up while we were up north. So to get started, I've got everything prepped, so this should go pretty quick. So what I've done is let me just grab a couple for you. I've already peeled and sliced up my apples. Pretty decent sized chunks, I think. I think you want a chunkier apple for your apple pie filling rather than thin slices. And I've got 10 cups of water in the pot. So we're going to put this over medium heat. We're adding 4.5 cups of sugar, 1 cup of Sure-Gel, and then in this I have my seasonings already done. It is a tablespoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, a pinch of cloves, and 2 teaspoons of salt. So I'm going to whisk this all together. We'll cook it up until it comes to a nice, good, thick bubble. And then I'll show you how this recipe says to fill your jars. I think it makes sense. Oh, I forgot one ingredient. We need to add 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Okay, well, while that is heating behind me, what it said was to fill your jars halfway with apples. So we'll get our jars halfway filled with apples. And then you're gonna ladle on your mixture and then fill it again with apples and ladle on your mixture again. So I don't know if this recipe is unique in that you don't cook your apples with your apple pie filling, and you I think you'll get more apples to your, syrupy mix doing it this way. And I believe it said it will make 6 quarts. And I have an exciting idea. If I have enough apples left, I don't know that I will, I hope to be able to make possibly some green tomato mincemeat pie filling. So we'll see. I don't think I'm going to have, actually, as I'm going, I don't think I'm going to have any left. You don't want to take your eye off of that. That's 6. And I probably used, I would say, half my apples filling that. Oh well. We'll have to save the idea for green tomato mincemeat for another year. Now I readily admit that this here canner is way overkill for 6 quarts. It'll hold 15 quarts, and I had gotten it out because I thought I was going to have enough to make my mincemeat mix. Darn, I'm not. But I'm still excited to try it out with you guys. This is really starting to thicken up. I can feel it. So it won't be long. We just need to bring it up to a really thick, bubbly boil. Just starting to do a small boil. So I'm sitting here just gently stirring it just so it doesn't get clumpy. Waiting for it to come to that full boil. Ooh, I just saw the big bubble. I think once it gets at this stage, it goes really fast, so don't take your eyes off of it. Makes me want to make an apple pie today. So you guys remember that mixed berry pie filling I made when I was cleaning out the freezer? I never make like desserts like that just because I don't want to do all the prep work. And think I have one or two quarts left. And so I'm thinking to myself as I'm making this, I've never made apple pie, maybe once before in my life. But this year will obviously be the year of apple pie and apple dump cake and apple crumble. So supposedly 1 quart of this will make an apple pie. And if you're doing like a 9 by 13 crumble or dump cake, you would use 2 quarts. Okay, we're just about there. I keep saying that, but this being my first time doing it, I'm learning with you guys. And those bubbles are really starting to pop on the top. So that's been about probably 5 minutes since the last time I said we're almost ready. But I am cooking this slow and low over medium heat. I don't know if it would go faster if you had it up higher. But I'll show you those bubbles. Yeah, they're definitely getting bigger. It's just not all over, and I can tell it's not quite thick and ready yet. Almost. It's definitely thick, but not apple pie filling thick. What I'm watching for, just so you know, is this edge right here isn't bubbling. It's only bubbling right here. So I'm waiting until the whole thing does the consistent bubble. Okay, we are there. It's getting to where, like, when you're using the whisk and it's pulling from your hands is the feeling. And it's very, very thick. Bubbles all over. So I think I'm gonna stop now and get to filling my jars. Smells so good. Hopefully I didn't make caramel sauce. I hope I didn't cook it too long. I'm only going to do 5 because I'm worried I'm not going to have enough pie filling, so we'll see how far 5 goes. And if I can do 6, I will. We're going to just go to 1 inch of headspace. All right, how exciting. I ended up having exactly enough, like apples, juice, everything, whatever you call that, apple pie filling syrup stuff. So I'm really packing these apples in as I'm filling the jars, just so I have like really a good amount of apples to my apple pie filling. And I might have enough left over just for a sweet treat for tonight for Todd and I. He walked in the door, he's like, oh my gosh, that smells amazing. Does it taste like it smells? I'm like, yes, it does. Nice. So I need to go through here and debubble the jars, and then we'll top them off if they need it. But guys, I'm so excited to add one more new thing to my pantry shelves. So let me bring you guys back when it's all said and done. All I'm going to do is, if you're new to canning, this isn't a how to can channel, it's how Rachel cans. And what I'm going to do is debubble the jars, which means that you just, slide a utensil down in there like a rubber utensil, not anything metal and or wood, and get all the bubbles out, top it off if it needs it. I'm going to wipe the rims of the jars to get any extra sticky syrup off. put the lids on, put them in my water bath canner, and that's where I'll meet you guys back, okay? All right, I figured that wasn't fair, so just in case somebody is here for the first time and you've never canned and you want to see the basics. So I'm just wiping down the jars because I did have some drips, and then wiping the where the rings seal, wiping the rims really good to get all that sticky syrup off. Take your jar lids, finger tight, put it in your canner. I'm so excited though to have this come Thanksgiving, Christmas, somebody has a baby, just last minute guest, and it's something quick and easy that I can just throw together super fast. I think what I'd love to have made up is just some pre-made cake mix, which I'm going to start doing more of on the channel. So if you're interested in that, just like either pre-made like pancake mix, biscuit mix, cornbread mix, what did I say first? Oh, cake mixes, just so you're ready if you need something very quick at the last minute to throw together. All your prep work is done for the most part. Maybe you got to add eggs, milk, oil, things like that. But all your dry ingredients anyway are put together. So I'm sure you're going to see this highlighted on a future video when it comes time for me to use it. But let's head over to the canner now, put this last jar in, and we will get to canning. So I do need to add some more water. Let me show you why. If I can get you guys squeezed in here. So, okay, I'll just scoot one out here so you can see. The water's not covering my jars. Now it would have if I had probably got 1 or 2 more rows in here. But look how much more space I have to fill in this canner. That's so exciting. So let me get this topped off and I'll tell you guys how long I'm going to can it for. The nice thing about this canner too is it sits really well on top. Like unlike your, enamel water bath canners where the lid kind of bobbles around when it's boiling, this has a really good seat to it. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil, and we're going to, once it's there, can it for 25 minutes. And then I'll come back at the very end and show you what it looks like. Hopefully we don't have any spillage. I know that's a thing when you're canning like pie fillings, that you can get some seepage out of your jars if you don't leave enough headspace. So hopefully I left enough. Wish us luck. But real quick, while I don't forget, let's add this little bit. So I have like half of a freezer container of apples, and I'm thinking tonight I'll just use this in one of my, probably my 10-inch cast iron, and do like a crumble on top for Todd and I. It'll be the perfect size. That is, if I let him have any. Oh, it's so good. I'm thinking I might even see if I can't get the rest of this syrup ladled out, probably in a 4-ounce jar, and it would be a really yummy ice cream topping or addition to oatmeal, whatever. So I'm not going to waste any of this. It's too good. Woo, good. No seepage out of the jars. Yay. That makes me happy. Man, as much as I packed those apples, I still got a little floating. See the bottom of the jars, how there's a gap space? I would prefer it if that hadn't occurred, but being my first time, I'll give myself just a little bit of grace. But isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Good job. Hey, and what I'm thinking is this is 6 apple pies, 6 apple crisps that I did not have ready to go before. So that's pretty exciting. Absolutely no seepage whatsoever out of the jars. So that's great. Thanks guys for watching, and stick around for the how to make apple cider vinegar. I'll be bringing that to you as soon as I clean up this mess.